first time that I was catcalled, I was 12. And
that's crazy.
It wasn't something that I was, that was definitely probably, I would say that was the start of when I suddenly realised that I did feel unsafe. Just like underlying level of just feeling unsafe all the time when I'm out on my own, or even when I'm out with my sisters, because we're all women.
Yeah, I'm scared for my sisters as well, yeah.
And it's not right, but if I have a friend in that group with me who's a boy, even if I know that actually in a situation maybe I'd be the one that would be better prepared to handle that, automatically that makes me feel a lot safer. And also because there's something about some men feel like if there's another man there, like, oh, that's his territory, I won't get involved. And so again, you're just a lot less vulnerable.
I think it's also because of how the media perpetuates toxic masculinity, and how men need to be this tough, big people that need to like protect women, but usually it's they don't really show that, like how are they really protecting women, or are they just controlling women?
But in South Asian communities, sometimes it's seen as a norm, and you don't want that because you don't want your kids getting hit, you don't want your wife getting hit, you don't want your sisters getting hit, you don't want your aunties getting hit. But equal way, I think communities need to be educated. I've known men that have been abused by their girlfriends really badly, and the fact is that they're scared to talk out. They're very scared because they feel like the stigma around them. Like one of my friends tried to explain it to his dad, and his dad laughed at him, But it was the fact that he was actually getting abused. But the actual fact is that no matter a man or a woman, the seriousness should be the same. And the community work that we need to do in communities is that teaching them that when someone says it's wrong, and it's not a pick and choose.
I wonder if the way that boys and men define I wonder if the way that domestic abuse is viewed by women is almost like they view it as the same action to not be domestic abuse, because maybe they've seen it in like their mothers and their grandmothers and their families, like you were saying, and maybe they think that's just normal and standard.
Yeah.
Whereas with boys it feels a little bit worse. But then I don't want to like say that it's not more in men, because obviously that's what the surveys brought out, and I think that's really interesting, because I think as a society, obviously the first place that people go when they hear domestic abuse is generally women and girls. But I'd be interested as well, because the CVV is anonymous. Is everybody reporting, or is this because as a culture we tend to shut down women when they start to talk about it, and so they think, even if I say it, there's no point, it's not going to cause an effect, and what happens if they can actually track it back to me, and it's just not worth it. I think this has just shown me that domestic abuse is not like an issue. In the media, a lot of it appears like it happens more for women. And if this is saying that it happens, a bit more in boys and young men, then as a society, our issue isn't stopping domestic abuse happening to women or stopping domestic abuse happening to men. It's just we've got to address domestic abuse